I made a lot of mistakes, so I'm gonna tell you guys which mistakes I made as a coach in this video. Welcome back to my channel, everyone. This is Jing here from Authentic Energy. I am here to help you become body confident, healthier, and happier with the right wellness strategies so you don't have to stress over dieting, body image, food restrictions, or what other people think of you. If you want weekly tips on body confident lifestyle, make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. All right, so guys, I am going to finally share mistakes. I know a lot of you guys like to hear about tips on how to succeed in this, how to be successful, tips on how to be good. But I'm going to share with you the mistakes that I made personally as a coach. So from these mistakes that I hope all of you guys can learn something, find a lot of values in my mistakes. I just have to be honest. It's not easy to talk about one's mistakes, right? Because we all want to be seen as like perfect. We've done everything right. And most importantly, I think deep down, part of us want to protect our ego, right? I do want you guys to see the mistakes I've made behind the scenes. And, if you guys enjoy this, I will make, part 2, part 3, part 4 of the mistakes I made. All right, mistake number 1. I didn't set the right tone from the beginning. Setting the right tone from the beginning was something that I always missed to do in my early years of coaching. Because for me, my number one goal as a new coach was to be everybody's best friend. Like, to me, I felt like if I had made this person like me, if I had made this person feel like, he or she is an instant buddies with me, then I felt like my job was done. But little did I know, without actually setting the right tone, without positioning myself right, without explaining very clearly what are the say policies and regulations, if you have any policies like that, and without explaining to the person exactly what is your coaching service scope, exactly what your coaching methodologies are, and exactly how you're going to help him. And also in terms of communication, how are you planning to communicate with the person. A lot of misunderstandings and also unnecessary, unpleasant things can be avoided, right? I'll give you guys an example. So I had this client of mine. I did not explain to her how I was going to contact her, what was the frequency of our communication. So she probably had something in her mind, she had a different expectation to what I was planning to do. So what ended up happening was I ended up contacting her every day, right? Which was probably very dreadful for her, but she didn't actually tell me that, this is not what I was expecting. So after 1 week, she lost it. She had enough of me contacting her, checking in on her every day, things like, have you been drinking your water? Have you been taking your healthy meal plans and things like that? And after 1 week, she got mad at me. She was saying that, this is enough. I don't want you to be my coach anymore. It's annoying. You're more nagging than my mom, right? So I really, at that moment, I did not know what I did wrong. But then later on, when I was talking to my coach and then I evaluated my coaching methodology, I realized I missed one very important thing. At the very first meeting with her, I did not communicate with her about how frequent I was going to contact her. If my plan was to contact her every day, I should have already told her that, hey, are you okay? I should have asked her, are you okay with me contacting you every single day? Or do you prefer me checking in on you every other day or once a week and things like that? So this is something that has to be set very clear from the beginning. Setting your tone right, how are you acting as a coach to your client is very, very important. Setting the expectation right from the beginning and having everything explained clearly. Especially if some of you guys have things like refund policies or any other policies for last minute changes, change of mind, you have to tell your client very clearly from the beginning. And you don't have to worry about hurting someone's feelings or, worry that if this person's gonna change their mind if you explain the rules to them. I'll tell you what, it's much, much better if you let them know the rules, the ground rules from the start. And that can actually help you avoid a lot of misunderstandings and a lot of maybe hurt feelings down the road. Okay, mistake number 2, I did not make very clear boundaries. Okay, boundaries, this is the big one. So by boundaries, I mean specifically the client and also coach kind of boundary, working relationship boundary, and also your personal time versus your work time boundary. Okay, so I mentioned about these two areas because I made a lot of mistakes of blurring the boundaries, or I did not create any boundaries in terms of, the relationship with my clients, and also having clear personal time and work time. Okay, so I'll tell you what happens if you don't have a clear boundary. Okay, it's very easy that a lot of times, your clients could, mistake certain actions and also certain behaviors, and okay, it's very easy for your clients to misinterpret certain intentions if there's no clear boundaries set. Okay, and I'll give you a quick example from my past when I made the mistake of not having the boundary. Okay, so certain clients of mine would actually misinterpret my friendliness in my coaching, and some of them might kind of like overstep. Like, let's put it this way, they may overstep, or maybe they might want more from the coach, right? Because maybe some people, they're really looking for best friends, right? And when you're working as a coach to them, some of them may feel like, you're available to them 24/7. Okay, if you don't create a boundary, which goes back to my mistake number one, you have to explain to your clients very clearly, like for example, what are the schedules like? What are the hours of contacting you? If you're like, yeah, no problems, I'll give you my number, just contact me anytime, be available to them 24/7. Some of them may think that, you are really becoming their best friend, and, you are available to them 24/7. And this is actually not good for either one of you. Firstly, it's not good for your client because you're actually blurring the boundary, and your client sometimes may not take the whole coaching stuff seriously because now they feel like, you're their best friend now. You're their like sister or brother or something like that now. And they may want to share everything with you. So in a way that the energy, the focus on coaching is actually taken away from that, right? They actually have moved away energetically from the main purpose of being in that working relationship with you, but moving into some other type of like social engagement. So this is why I'm telling you guys, do not blur the boundaries, make very clear boundaries. And of course, I'm not against becoming friends with your clients. And I have become actually like lifelong friends with some of my clients, but also it has to be happening in the right circumstance. Okay. And it has to happen naturally, not at the expense of, your coaching professional, kind of standard. Okay, so now the next one I want to mention is, your personal time versus your working time. I know that it's very easy, especially for a lot of you guys who are self-employed, you're freelancers, to give your number or give you contact to your clients and then say, just, contact me, okay, no problems. And sometimes they may contact you at a very odd hour. Let's say, before you go to bed, and they contact you and maybe it's urgent or whatever, right? You might feel obliged to reply them. And also I have, found in my past where, on the weekends or in my own time, I was very busy replying all the WhatsApp messages and things like that. And I end up having no time to myself. And I just end up being very exhausted and very burnt out. And I'll wonder, I'll be pondering like, where did all my time go? Why am I so exhausted? I enjoy what I do, but why am I always on the phone? Why am I always checking my socials? Why am I always replying like every client's, inquiries and things like that? So this is where I want to, tell you guys, don't be like me, don't repeat my mistakes, and really have a clear schedule. And when you have that clear schedule, you are giving yourself a lot of time to rest, right? And it's very important as a coach to have your own time to rest and to rejuvenate and to recharge so you can do a better job, right? Mistake number 3, I did not have a system. Oh my God, having a system is so important. And all of you guys know that I always talk about system. If you're already in my team and working with me for Herbalife business or for body confidence coaching, you know that I talk about system all the time. Now, having a system means to have a structure in what you do, okay? Especially in coaching business, or if you're doing health and fitness coaching, the structure basically helps you to keep everything in order, right? Like things like your client, your coaching data, your client profile, and also your scheduling, or you can use a computer system, an app, or if you're not really tech savvy, you can actually have just your pen and notebook, the old-fashioned way, to keep your notes, to keep your programming, to keep all your client, like data and things like that in one place, right? So this is like a very simple example. Another thing I do have to mention about having the system is that it's a good way for you to organize your finance. Especially if you're a solopreneur, if you're self-employed, you should know how important it is to manage your finance, right? Like you don't have to be like a financial wizard or someone like that, but just to have a system that can actually keep tracks of your business expenses, right? And your business profits and things like that, then you can have everything so clear in front of you. It's actually helping you gauge, how is your coaching business or how's your coaching work going, and how is your client going. So everything is nice and clear in front of you, instead of you, going all over the place, scratching your head like, I can't remember where I keep this profile. I can't remember where I left that. And I'll tell you what, when I didn't have a system, I was really scattered. I was all over the place because for someone like me, maybe some of you guys are like me as well, I'm kind of like a free spirit, right? It's all about whatever is in the moment, whatever feels right for the moment. I will go with the flow, okay? That only works temporarily. But if your plan is to actually, keep your coaching business or keep your coaching career going for the long term, you do need to have a system. You do need to have a structure to keep everything in place. All right, and especially if you want to grow your coaching and to build a team, then it is super, super duper important to have a system where you don't have to repeat yourself. Okay, this is very important. If you don't have a system, you have to keep repeating yourself. When you have a system, the system can actually do the work for you, whether if it's an automation or if it's something that helps you keep all the information together, so you can actually pass that information to your client or to your team without you actually repeating yourself. Okay, so have a system, have a structure, organization in your coaching is super duper important. Okay, and by having a system, you will feel a lot less fatigued, a lot less burnt out, right? So the reason why I'm sharing like my mistakes with you guys is to actually help you guys avoid feeling burnt out, avoid feeling like, exhausted for like doing so many things repeatedly and unnecessarily. Okay, so this mistake that I made in my coaching in the past is something that I actually feel quite embarrassed about. Okay, so this mistake that I made is that I did not consider my clients' feelings. Okay, because as a new coach, I always believed in the no pain, no gain kind of approach, right? And I thought as a coach, all you have to do is to push them hard, give them lots of motivation, and if they feel scared to do something, it just means that, they're not good enough or they don't want it enough, and you just simply keep pushing them, right? So that was actually pretty wrong, my approach, because I was really good at like pushing and also like barking at my clients in the past. But I'll tell you guys this, if you do not consider your client's feelings, if the client's feelings have been ignored, they actually start to feel like they're not being heard, they're not being seen, and their motivation of achieving a certain health goal actually decreases. So what I have learned from my mistake is that we actually have to see every client as a human being with feelings, just like you and I. Right? Like we have times where our feelings get hurt, we feel offended, right? So same as our clients. And I'll give you an example, right? So in the past, I will always push my clients to do their weighing, right? Whether if it's like a weekly weighing or in some kind of like challenges where they need to do like, constant weighing like every day or every few days. Some people are okay with that, but I didn't know that a lot of my clients were uncomfortable with doing like, the kind of weighing schedule that I gave them. Some of them voiced up, some of them actually didn't voice up, they just hid it. So those that voice up to me saying that I'm not comfortable with the kind of weighing that you do or the before after photo that we have to take, I actually ignored their concerns. And that was super bad because I ended up losing these clients, or worst case scenarios, these clients kept trying, but they did not get the results they wanted because they did not feel like they were seen and heard. So here's the thing, guys. Behind everyone's body, whether it's their body or their health condition, there's always a story, right? There's always a life story there. That's what I can tell you. And everyone has their own past experience, their own story, and a lot of different, like past memories and experiences they went through that made them feel the way they feel today, right? So if someone that tells you that I'm not comfortable with, doing daily weigh-ins, or I'm not comfortable with this methodology that you're using to help me, then it is actually our job as coaches to have a whole picture, a holistic understanding of their life. Okay, it actually doesn't hurt for you to have a conversation with a client to know, what happened in the past, how was your health in the past, what happened, was there any body shaming, or sort of like, was there any eating disorders or things like that, right? So it is actually really helpful for you to get a holistic picture of everything they've been through, so that you can actually give them a better guidance, you can give them better motivation, you can give them better coaching. So health coaching is beyond, doing the diet, doing the changing the eating habits, and, changing movement patterns. It is way more than that. So that's why I always talk about, doing body, mind, and also energy management and life management when it comes to helping everybody, right? So considering your client's feelings is actually, I'll say, is one of the primary like key factors in coaching, right? Because we treat everybody as human beings with feelings, and also, we, by understanding, by knowing their stories, right, we can actually give the clients the proper coaching, the personalized coaching, and the right guidance. Okay, so that's the way I see it. And just remember, as a coach, it is very important to coach every client with compassion, with kindness, and with flexibility. With flexibility in your coaching. Just because this is the way you learn it, just because this is the way that works for most clients, right? But it doesn't mean that this routine, this system will work for like this bunch of clients. These clients that may have, they may feel body conscious, they may have some kind of like special relationship with food, with their body, and they've gone through certain experiences in the past. So we have to approach every client differently and consider their feelings, really put yourself in their shoes. Now, this mistake, the final mistake I'm going to share with you guys here, is that I had the my way is the only way mentality. Let me explain to you what do I mean by that. So I would actually get very offended if, say, someone would tell me that, I decide not to go with your coaching, I want to go with another coaching, or I don't agree with your, methodology from this school of thought. I prefer another style, like I prefer to go with another school of thought, right? So whenever people would disagree with me, whenever they told me that, I don't choose you, I choose someone else, I would get so offended. I would take it so personally, and I would just make everything like, oh my god, this person's against me, this person doesn't like me, right? Like, it's silly now when you actually hear, now when I like think about what happened, it's really silly. But as a new coach in my first couple of years, I would actually be so narrow-minded. If you think about it, I was in such a narrow-minded kind of like state of mind, and this actually made me see a lot of people as my competitions, right? If someone tells me that I decide to go with another coaching program, I decide to go with another coach, I would somehow, like seriously, I would somehow see that person as a competition. And like I would, of course, Google and dig out information on this person and think that, I'm better, or I don't know, my methodology is better, right? Like, this is so silly when I think about it now. Now, the thing is, when you look at this whole space, when you look at the space of health and fitness, health and wellness, there are a ton of methods, right? And there's so many options, so many ways for one person to get to the final destination. And, it's not like, they have to go with your way, they have to go with your coaching. So I really made it about, them. I really made it about, it's about me having to convince everybody to go with my way. So this is really, really, how should I say, detrimental in the way. It was actually blocking me from growing as a coach. And the more I was operating from that state of mind, the more I was not attracting clients, and the more scared, the more scarce, and also the more jealous I became as a coach. So I don't want any of you guys to repeat my mistake. If someone disagrees with your method, if someone doesn't want to go with your coaching, don't make it about, don't take it personally, right? It's just because it just means that, it doesn't mean that you're not good enough. Okay, firstly, I want you guys to remember that it just means that that person, chooses to go with another method. That person chooses to go with another coach. Okay, so today, if you ask me, how do I view this whole thing? Like, if someone doesn't choose to go with my coaching, someone disagrees with me and all that, how do I view it? This is how I see it today. There are so many ways. There are like hundreds and thousands of ways, methods, health and wellness methods for, one person to achieve the result they want, right? Say if it's like healthy weight management result that you want, healthy weight gain, right? There are so many ways to get there. You don't have to choose my way. I have my own system, my own coaching method to help you get to that, So if you decide to go with it, great. If you like my style, if you like my method, then great, let's go together. If you don't like it, no problems, because I believe that you can achieve a great result. I wish you the best to achieve the great result you want with another coach, with another method, because everyone in the space of health and fitness is doing their best to help more people in the world to become healthier and happier, right? So I'm all for that. And in fact, I feel like, we don't have enough people in health and fitness industry to help people to become healthier. We need more people. We need more people to help more people get well and to get healthy, right? So I'm all for that. So today I'm friends with a lot of peers in the industry. I'm friends with like people who do keto diet. I'm friends with people who do like intermittent fasting. You name it, right? I'm friends with people who are from other like network marketing, other nutrition companies, right? And just because we're doing things differently, right? We have different platforms and different philosophies, doesn't make us enemies, right? And, some may say, you guys are competitors, but the way I see it is that, the more you see other people as competitors, the more you're actually limiting yourself. So when you become friends with other people, you're broadening your horizon. You're actually allowing yourself to learn from each other, and you're allowing yourself to basically see your clients, as people that need help, and they may not get help, they may not benefit from your coaching, but they can always benefit from someone or some system, some school of thought in the space of health and wellness to get to their health goal, right? So this is the way I see it. We're all in this together. We're all in health and wellness together to help people, right? So let's do this together. Okay, so these are my 5 mistakes I want to share with you guys today, and let me know in the comment below, what are your thoughts? And if anyone here that's watching, you're also coaches, I would love to hear from you, what sort of mistakes you made, and maybe you've made similar mistakes as me, right? Because I know some of the mistakes I mentioned today are very common for a lot of coaches or new coaches. So let me know in the comment below if there's anything that you feel like you can relate to. Thank you so much, guys, for watching this video where I share my honest experience with you guys, and I hope you guys like things like this. And if you guys want to hear more about my mistake lessons, I call them mistakes. If you want to hear more from me about my mistakes, do let me know. I'm hoping to make a second part to this video, part 2. All right, and also just want to let you guys know that the early enrollment to my Body Confidence Mastery program is opening right now, right? So you can actually grab your early bird spot in the link in the description. Okay, so by being on the early bird list, you are able to enjoy up to 30% off the public price. So when we actually start the coaching and start everything together, you're able to get a lot of extra benefits, and also you're able to get your discount when you're working with me. Okay, so thank you so much, guys, for watching today's episode. Do let me know your thoughts, and if you like it, make sure you share and comment. And of course, if you're new to the channel, feel free to subscribe to the channel and also hit the notification bell so you know when my next episode comes out. I'm here every Saturday to give you my body confidence and also my body wellness tips. All right, guys, take care, and I'll see you next time. Thank you.